Initially, we discussed about the what is SAP, right? So why, where it is used, and what are the preparation activities we have to take it out. So all those things we discussed. So basically, SAP means SAP is an one application is and one application. SAP is an application. Which application? It's a ERP application. So what is mean by ERP means enterprise. So resource planning. Enterprise resource planning is a one of the ERP is a one of the software company. One of the organization. So why we will use the ERP softwares for the in a business, in our businesses in the worldwide, if you want to use the any application, that should be in the ERP applications only. Enterprise resource planning. Enterprise means organization. Resource means employees. Planning means to plan the resources within the organization. You need a one ERP application you required. So the same symptom under the ERP, we have the under the ERP, we have the so multiple softwares are available here under the ERP. Multiple products are available under the ERP. That's called the SAP, Oracle apps, Siebel CRM, then PeopleSoft, then JD Edwards, so Microsoft Dynamics. These all are the so ERP products. In that, we are going to use the SAP. SAP means system, applications, and products in business data processing. In business data processing, SAP in business data processing, we are using the SAP here. Means in a business, suppose if any business, either a food business or any business, any manufacturing companies, food business, anything, you need a one application, one system, one product, ERP product system. So one application you required, That is the abbreviation of the SAP, system, applications, and product in business data processing. In a business, if you want to process your business data, then you need a one system, one application, product you required here to process your data. So under SAP is means it's not a one word here. SAP means SAP released the depends upon the business. It's not just one software. So it's not one media player to play the all the audio songs, video songs, stories. So it's not only movies, everything. So for each and everything, they have the separate products are there here. SAP products here, SAP products here. Suppose like SAP ECC, SAP BW, SAP CRM, SAP SRM, SAP PI, SAP Fiori, SAP S4HANA, SAP so portal. So like that we have the so n number of 150 plus models are there in the market here. 150 plus models are there in the market, which means are we going to use train all those things? If you are going to train all those things, it's not like more than 1 month, 2 months. It's like more than 2 years also it will take. So it's not required. So, but our activities are common in the our basis activities. What does mean by basis here? Basis means here it's a one of the technical team. Basis is the technical team here. So who will do the all the installations, who will do the configurations, who will do the support work, who will do the configurations, integrations, all kind of some monitoring works, everything they are the main team here. The technical team here, which means we as a basis team, we are the responsible in a organization support the all the business systems and everything here. Without us, there is no business, I mean to say, which means so business will be down. So that's why we are the very important for the systems here. So that's why we have some roles and responsibilities. So are we only one or anyone? So with us we are the basis team, right? So with us we have the basis, ABAP team, security team, And SAP functional teams, functional team means SD, MM, SD, MM, so FICO, and AP, AR. So there are the multiple teams are available here, multiple functional modules are available here. So, but we are only one team. Every organization we require the basis team. So then they will hire these people here. Only we are to support the 24/7 support. And why? Because business will be in the all the days and all the hours, right? So that's why we need to support the 24/7 support here. So we are the main team for the organization, admin team. For the SAP side, we are the main team here. So what kind of work we have to do it here? What is our first action items here? So here, coming to the support wise, installation is our responsibility. So, but it's not that much of important. So, but what is our responsibilities here? So support work, admin work. So what kind of work we have here? So here we started discussing about the SAP work process administration part here. So then SAP, then client copies, then SAP, yeah, up to here we have discussed, right? So in the client copies, client administration itself, so we have the profiles, right? In the client RFC administrations, so this one we discussed, right? Work process administration and this one. So before that work process administration, there is some technical terms from the SAP. So what is mean by SID? So every SAP, if the non-technical guy are learning the SAP means we should know about the SID. What is mean by SID? What is mean by application server name? What is mean by instance number? What is mean by DB server name? So what is mean by instances and all those things, right? SID means it's a if you are installing the one SAP system, we need to provide the for born babies how we are giving the name to the born babies. So how we are giving the name to the born babies. Same way for SAP also we have to provide the one naming convention that is called the three alpha numeric characters we have to put three alpha numeric characters here to identify the systems. To identify the systems, we need to give the three alpha numeric characters and instance number we have to give it here. Three alpha numeric characters means it's like three letters here. So one is the maybe anything we can put it out. But as per the recommendation, so what the our people like all the customers will choose interested depend upon the product. Suppose you are installing the ECD, ECC, then ECD development, ECC quality, then ECC quality, then ECC production. If you are installing the NetWeaver development, NetWeaver quality, NetWeaver production. If you are installing the S4HANA, S4HANA development, S4HANA quality, S4HANA production. Like that, simply they will put the naming conventions here. So by seeing this SID, we will come to know what is this product is for. By seeing this SID, we will come to know what is this product is for, right? So simply we can say instead of logging into the system and checking, so we can simply tell okay, this is the ECC development, ECC quality, ECC production, something like that. We can assume it, right? We can tell. Similar way, if you put the similar SID, easy naming convention, easy naming convention here. At the same time, we can also put the instance number 00 to 99 up to 99. Any number we can give 00 to 99. Any number we can provide to the SAP instance number. Any number you can provide to the SAP here, right? Instance number here, right? So then application server means here. So where you are installing the application, that is called the application server. Where means in which operating system we are going to. If you install the SAP on the, if you suppose this is our operating system. So if you install SAP on this operating system is name is called the application server name. If you install the database on the same OS, then this host name is called the computer name is called the, so DB server name, application server name, and DB server name. Both are called the application server name and DB server name here. Okay. So that is the main thing of the application server name, DB server name here. So whenever you done the SAP installation here, so normally architecture of the SAP is this is the one, right? So this is the application layer. There is a three-tier architecture. So GUI, presentation layer, application layer, database layer. So whenever you do the SAP installation here, you will get the two instances here. One is the ASCS instance. The second one is the application server instance here, right? So in the this is the presentation layer. This is the application layer. This is the DB layer here. Whenever you install the SAP, here you will get the ASCS instance, then SAP app server, SAP app server and database here, right? So this host name is the database host name. This host name is the SAP host name. But in SAP, whenever you do the installation, there are the two instances you will get. One is the ASCS instance. Second one is the application server instance. Application server. So user here in the presentation layer, he will open the SAP GUI. Then so here the SAP will depend on the database. It will store the data in the database level. In the form of tables, it will store the data. Then it will give the response to the users here. This is the application is helping here. Any one of the application is helping to complete your request, to book your orders, to book your tickets, to book your fries, to book your whatever the item you choose. So here each application is helping here. Each application is helping here. So that is the SAP will do here, right? So that is the thing of the presentation layer, application layer. So instances means when you install the SAP, here two instances will get. Instances means where our services will run. What are the services here? So SAP installation means it's a brand new house you are building. You are constructing the brand new house. Then once the installation is done, suppose to install to install the SAP system to build the new house, what we required? To build the new house, what we required? You need the place, right? You need the place. Then you need the materials, right? You need the workers. We are the workers, right? So we are like the workers to build the house. Then materials. Materials means operate. What are the materials we required? What are the softwares we required to build the house, right? So here, same SAP also to build the SAP system. What are the softwares and materials? Softwares means in our layman language, it's a softwares. What are the softwares you required here? So SWPM, then kernel, then exports, then DB and DB client, then SAP host agent. So these are the softwares you required to do the SAP installation here. So a product, any product, right? So what is the product you are going to install it? ECC, then all the softwares are common except these exports. You see, so for separate ECC exports, network exports, S4HANA exports. So CRM export. Depend on the your product. We have to install the depend upon the product. We have to install the related exports. We have to download. Remaining all are common here, right? Remaining all are the common here. So these are the materials. These are the softwares we required to build the new house. To build the new SAP house, we need this one. So once you build it, once you build the SAP application with SWPM tool, there is a port number is called the 4237 is the port number for the SWPM tool. Using this port number, we will do the SAP installations. Right? Once the SAP is built, we will get the two instances here. Instances means when you are building the SAP, so normally two bedrooms. Normally in any house, we have the two bedrooms, right? Master bedroom and small bedroom. Same as like SAP also, you will get the two instances here. So in that one instance, you have the services. Who will stay inside of the home? Then who will stay in this application servers here? So here in SAP, we will get the total 7 process here. DV, EB, MGS. In the DB, EB, MGS, what is So here the message server NQ server will be in the ASCS instance. Remaining 5 will be in the so your application server instance here DVB. So DVB. So sorry, GS. So gateway and spool server here. So here what exactly here it means here. So 5 plus 2, total 7 here. So what is mean by message server and queue server means where the so message server and queue server is running, that is called the ASCS instance. So where the remaining work process are running, including here dispatcher, IC man, IGS, those are called the so here remaining work process are running here, that is called the application server. Like that, this application server in a real time we can install the multiple application servers, we can install it here depending upon the load. Here we can install the multiple application servers. Depending upon the load we can install it. Why? Because by default you will only get the by default you will only get the here so one ASCS instance, one application server here, so one database here. So, but in the future, your users are getting increased. You need to extend your server environment to support the new users as well. In that case, we can install the n number of application servers. We can install it. If one is down, others can handle the your user load and all those things here. So that is the reason we will build the new application server. So how to build it means in a SWPM tool itself, we can build the new server. SWPM tool itself, we can build there is a additional application server installation that we can do it here. It's not a big deal. We can do that one, right? So then after that, we discussed about the, so one by one, once the installation is completed, we discussed about the SAP work process administration part here. Means, so each and every process in the instances, whatever we have, we discussed it. The first one which we discussed about the dispatcher. So then dispatcher we discussed here, dispatcher. So what is mean by dispatcher means dispatcher is the process here which will dispatch the user request to the available work process, available dialog work process here, available dialog work process, dispatcher dispatching here. So dispatcher will distribute the load to the available dialog work process. This is called the dispatcher here, right? Available dialog work process. So just dispatching. Normally, if you go to the shopping mall, when you purchase the anything, so then there is a one dispatcher. He will dispense your item to you within the pack. We will cover it and we will pack with you, right? So same way here we have the dispatcher in SAP also here. He will just distribute your work to so available dialog work process only. So here dialog work process is the first work process here which will pick up your user request. So dialog work process is the first work process here. This will pick up your user request, then assign to the, this will pick up your user request, then assign, means it will take the your user request from the dispatcher and process your request, your logic, all those things will be done by the, so dialog work process here, right? So dialog work process here. So dialog work process is responsible for take the user request and process the user request here. So here to check the work process, like a work process, how the work process are running, what is the status, busy or not, we can check in the SM50 and SM66 are the transaction codes here. Why? Because SAP level, if you want to open anything, you need to enter the transaction code. Transaction code means it's a shortcut to the your business page. Shortcut to the your business page here. Transaction code is the shortcut to the your business page here. So SM50 is for the local work process overview. Then SM66 is for the, so then global work process overview here. SM50, SM66 is for the, so local work process overview and global work process overview here. So what is mean by work process overview? Overview means checking the how many work process are there, how many free, what is the status, all those things related things we can see it here. So where can I check here? Why? Because work process are very important to process your user request here in SAP. So if you check the status of the work process, then we will come to know, okay, work process are free, system is free, then we can handle anything like this. If we go to the SM50, then we will see the work process status and everything. We can observe it here. The same way, if we go to the SM66 here we will see the status of the how the global work process overview. That is the local, this is the global here. So which means if you have one application server, only this application related all the work process status, we can see it here in the SM50, SM50, SM50. But I want all the application servers. If you have the more than one, I want all in one screen. Then you can use the SM66 here. You can use the SM66 is the global work process overview. Global work process overview here. Global work process overview. Here we can check it out the SM66 here. Right. So that is the work process overview, dialog related things here. We can check it out the status. Here, if you see the status of the work process here, waiting, running. So like that, we have the sleep, stop, error, like that. There are the different modes here. Right. So waiting means work process is free to handle your request. Free means work process is free, completely free. Free means so it will waiting for the multiple user request to handle the user request. That's why it's a free waiting for the user request here, waiting for the user request and running status here, running status here, right? This is the work process overview here, right? So then we have the then we discussed about the update also, dialog update like SM13, SM14, SM13 and 14. Update is for the once the in the dialog mode user will log in, then he will do the transactions or anything updates, then the update records will be once user done the transaction, the update work process it will update the records into the DB table level. So that's why in the SM13 we can see are there any stuck update work process here, are there any stuck update work process with the today or entire. If you remove the date, it will filter the all the days here, all the days here. If you see in the 300 client in the 512024, someone see here the SCC4 they have, so some there is a one entry it got failed, one entry it got failed here, update was cancelled here. So let's try to repeat the update here. Sometimes what happens if you repeat the update, it will process, otherwise it will fail. Maybe what happened, this update request already there, so that's why, so it's there already, so that's why it failed, it got processed here. Now zero, which means all the updates got processed in the system here, right? So that is the one thing I can say here in the to check the whether is there any failed update records found or not. You can check in the SM13, right? If anything we need to process or we have to inform to the respective teams here. So in SM14, normally we will check the whether the update is active or not. Sometimes update will be deactivated due to some database issues or something. Then we have to activate it here. We have to activate it here. So that is the one of the daily monitoring activity here, right? SM12, SM13, and SM14 here. So that is the dialog, right? Then NQ. NQ related work process SM12, it's a locking mechanism. Locking mechanism here. SM12 is the locking mechanism, which means so if anyone using some table is updating or something is updating, so the lock entries will be updated here. The lock entries will be updated in the SM12 here. So suppose I am going to edit the one table or something, I am company code or I am going to book one order, so it will add, it will update those things. It will lock your NQ mechanism is the lock saferly. It will lock your entire your request until you edit. Once you complete the editing, then update work process will release, sorry, the lock NQ work process. NQ work process will lock your request here, will lock your request here. That is the NQ mechanism. So as part of the daily monitoring, we have to come to the SM12. We need to check the lock entry status and everything. We have to check it out here, whether are there any lock entries in the system or not. We need to check all those things here, right? That is the one thing here, right? So that is the one thing for the NQ mechanism here, right? Good. So apart from that NQ mechanism, so then SM13, 14, 50, 66, then we have the B for background jobs, SM36 and SM37 here. So SM36, 37 means it's both are related to the background jobs here. So SM36 is only for creating the background jobs, creating the BTC jobs here. Then SM37 is for the monitoring or changing the status or canceling, or so all kind of admin activities we can do it in all kind of operations can be possible from the SM37, but you cannot create the job in SM37. 36 is only one for creating the background jobs. 36 is only for the creating the background jobs here, right? So here, just to go to the SM36, then we can create the background jobs here. Just to provide the job name here. Just like here, anything you can provide the job name here. So priority of the job. So what is this priority of this job here? A priority or B priority or C priority? It's a very high priority banking job, means you need to set the high priority here, right? So then if we go to so here job steps. So steps you have to define means, so which program or which report you want to execute as a job, right? So you have to set in the job automatic execution, either any commands you want to execute or any external programs you want to execute here. So what you want to execute it, so both the things you have to tell it here, both the things you have to explain. You have to explain it to the here in the above program side. You have to explain it here, right? So that is the above program here. That is the above program here, right? So that is the above program, external program and external commands here. There are the three types of things are there here. Above program, external commands. These are the job steps. How many types of job steps means? Job step means job will execute whatever you define here. Job will go and will execute those things in the SAP systems here, right? Suppose if you define the program, program will be executed. If you define the external program, commands also will be executed by the job as per your timelines, whatever the timelines you define, daily, weekly, after whatever you define. So those things will be defined in the systems here, right? That is the job here. SM36 we can create it here in the job here, right? SM36 we can create it here. So apart from the job steps, there is a job startup conditions also. Job startup condition means from 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 which time you want to schedule it, or immediately you want to schedule it, or tomorrow this time, or any after the any one job is running, you want to run the job after that job, after event, operational mode. There are the multiple options are there. Those are called the job startup conditions. Those job startup conditions here. Job startup conditions here. So job startup conditions, then job status here. Job status will be either if you create the job, that is the scheduled status. Scheduled status. So normally if you go to the SM36, if you are creating the job, when you creating the job, if you creating the job, if you're creating the job status is the scheduled status. Then if you release the job as per the timelines, then job is the released status here. Means released the job means when you assign the time for the job, when you assign the time for job, then that is the released status here. Once the job is ready, time is near, time is ready, then job is in ready status here. Job is ready. Then job is running. When the running means active status here, right? Then job is finished. Then finished status here. Then job is completed. Job is cancelled due to some issues. Then cancel status here. So there are the multiple status are there. Each and every status is so active means job is running here. So finished, job is finished here. So there are the status of the jobs are there here, right? It will process the your request and everything here. So job is status. These are the status of the jobs here. So we need to find out in SM37, so where it is running here means, so in the SM37, we need to find out the how the status will be. Like, is it scheduled status or released status? Where can we check the status means in SM37? If we want to cancel the job, if we want to delete the job, if we want to change us doing, so then anything we have to do it from the SM37 here. So then 36 is only for the creation of the background jobs, and and also scheduling creation of the background jobs and creation of the standard background jobs here. Normal user jobs and standard background jobs also we can do it via SM36 here, right? So then after that, we know already. So then after that, we discussed about the message server here. Message server means SMMS is the message server here. It is a message server will distribute the load among the application servers here. Here message server will distribute the load to the among the application servers here. But message server will work based upon the groups, that is called the logon groups here. Based upon the logon groups which you create in the SMLG, message server will distribute the load to the among the application servers here. So if one application server is down, then message server will distribute the load to the other application server. If three are down, one is up, then it will down. If this is down, this is up, then it will send the load to the this application server. So which means user, it won't feel like, so currently my session is disconnected, I am unable to log in. You can log into the different application server. You don't feel or you don't get anything like you are working on the different application server another. So all are in the SAP application servers only, but all will connect to the only one database only. Any application server, if you install it, it will all connect to the one application server only. Here, the message server will distribute the load to the among the equally distribute the load to the all the application servers. All the application server, it will distribute the load here, right? So that is the so message server groups here, it will work here. Then gateway. Then gateway work process here. So SMGW, gateway means security. So in our every home, or maybe if you go to the official or some homes, every home, there is a one gateway security person, right? If any unknown person or anyone coming to our home, in the front of the gate, one gateway person, he will stop you, then he will do the some necessary checks. Everything is okay. If you have the valid connectivity, if you have the valid person, then he will allow you to come inside of the home, right? So same as like in SAP also, the gateway work process, it will not only not only allowing the connections, it will also check whether you have the valid person. So then it will allow you to connect to the inside of the system here. So dispatcher internally, it will connect to the dispatcher internally, it will connect to the so gateway work process, it will validate it as per the security settings which will define in the gateway, then it will allow you. So here we can monitor what we will do it here in SMGW. So here, as part of the day-to-day activity, go to the SMGW, check are there any disconnection entries, or is the connection table is getting full here. So SMGW, we have the connection table here. If we go to the SMGW, here normally we will see the Uh, Normally, I will give access to the people. This they will do. No, and they will lock everything here. Okay. So here, so go to SMGW as part of the day-to-day activity. Here we will monitor the, so what's happening here, how many connections are currently used here. So what are the, is there any disconnections here? Nothing, all are connected. So no problem, all are connected here. So we no need to worry about the connectivities problem here, right? So like that, we need to check the, if any connections which are coming to the union inside of the system, then here we will monitor the, all those things here, all the connections, all the information we can, which users, all the information we can monitor in the SMGW. So here we can find out the information here, SMGW, SMLG. So log on groups here. So what is the connectivity here? So what is the response time? You can see the response time here. There is a very high response time here. So which means what's happening in the system here? What is the load of the system here? Are there any long running jobs here? So maximum because of the jobs or user activity only, system performance will corrupt here. As a basis consultant, we need to check are there any long running jobs in the system or not. We need to find out here. So that is the gateway. Then spool means printers. Spool means printers here. So SP01, SP02, SPAD. These three, we are the responsible for the spool work process related. So SP0102, we can check the spool number status and how. SPAD is the configuration, we can perform it here. SPAD is the SPAD is the spool configurations here. So here we can see the spool numbers, spool request, spool state, printers configurations, everything. So normally in our office or somewhere we have the spools printers, right? Those printers also we can integrate it here, but the printer should be real. Normally we can test it, but some dummy printers we can create it, we can test it. It's not like that you will get the successful message. Why? Because the printer should be exist in our home or in our office, in our floor near to here the printer should be exist. Sir, what type of printers? All the printers we can integrate to the our SAP system for printing the invoices, printing the orders, all those things from the SAP. We can use it here. Any printers we can use it here, right? There the methods are there, printer methods here. So front end printing, local printing, remote printing. So max remote front end printing may work sometimes, but so why? Because we cannot test that one. Why? Because definitely we need a printer for that one. To test that one, we need a printer. But if we don't have the printer, then what can we do here? If we don't have printer, what can we do? We cannot do anything, right? So that's the reason we need a printer definitely. So just normally for creation purpose, we can use the, we can go to the, we can go to SPAD, we can just create the printers, depends upon that one. We can create the printers here. We can use the printers here. Mhm. Someone here, see, they have, I think, they did the client copies here. That is what I want to give the yesterday, 19th. Another client yesterday. Okay. So here, so that's the reason you can see here, all that got cancelled here. Locked. User is locked here. Okay. So that is the clients, right? That is the clients. We can see it here. We can, that is the clients. We can see it here in the systems here, right? So here, so SCC. So these are the things we can do it in the systems here. These are the things we can do it in the systems in the systems P01, 02, 0T, printers creations, all those things. So printers we can, if you have the real printer, we can test it. We don't have the real printer, we cannot test it. Just we can test it like by how to create it. Then we can fill the forms, then we can create it here. But we cannot ensure whether the print will be successful or not. We cannot say that one. But because it's a, so we can only, there is no physically printer is available, just only we can create it, we can test it. But front-end printing will be available. Why? Because it will refer the your laptop related printers in your laptop. So already printers are configured, so it will refer it, then it will give the successful message here. That is the work process related things and everything here, right? Spool. So here, apart from that, we also discussed about the, so what accept spools, then SM04, then AL08, all users administration, SMLG, ST22, SM21, right? So these are the things we discussed in SA38 or SE38 for the programs, and also the tables SE11 to SE16 for viewing the tables data. If you want to view the table data, any table data, then we can use the SE11 to SE16. So then some other transaction codes also we are discussing here, and we discussed about the client administration as well, that we discussed in this week here. I hope that time, so everybody, so here that about the client administration here. So this is about the work process related information, some basics. These are the basics here. SAP is not only here. So we have the multiple topics here. The basics like work process administration is the very important here. That is the first topic we discussed. And this week we discussed about the client administration here, right? Client administration we discussed. These are the two topics major topics we completed till yesterday here. So Monday onwards, we are going to discuss about the some other new topics. Those are the interestable topics we are going to discuss here. Okay. So any questions from anyone till now here? Is it clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay. Okay. So please practice it. You have the